Here we are, Dom. We are on board Island Princess.
Yes, very excited, and the ship is looking absolutely spectacular.
Yes, but let's go right back to the start of the day and tell you about where we started from.
Hi, if you're new to our channel, we are Tom and Dom Travel, and we release a new cruise related video every single week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like.
Now, we stayed overnight in the Holiday Inn right near the cruise terminals in the centre of Southampton.
This was the first time that we'd ever stayed in the Holiday Inn, and it was absolutely fantastic in terms of convenience and service.
The Holiday Inn arranged for us to have a taxi to the cruise port, so we left there at around 10:30 a.m.
We arrived at the Mayflower terminal and it wasn't too busy. We got there around about 20 to 11, so the taxi took around about 10 minutes to get to the terminal. It was a really smooth process in terms of the baggage drop and then heading on into the terminal.
The terminal itself wasn't too busy at all, and we managed to get through check-in in no time at all.
There wasn't a queue, and we managed to check in and pick up our medallions within around about 5 minutes. We were then directed to a seat and we waited.
With Princess, you do not get your traditional cruise card. You get a device called a medallion. We are now gold tier, so that's why Dom's is gold. We fix that into one of our wearables that you can purchase on board, but you do get a little lanyard with your medallion in.
We just find with the free one that Princess give you that you can put around your neck, it just gets in the way. We purchased these on our first ever Princess cruise on Sky Princess, and it cost us around about $20. And to be honest, it was an absolutely amazing purchase because the medallion isn't going anywhere, and every single Princess cruise you can just reuse it. It's fantastic, and it's made from 100% recycled plastic from the ocean.
So we sat in the terminal for a while we waited to be called. The elite passengers and then the platinum passengers were called first, but it only was about 10-15 minutes until we were called, and we headed straight through security.
It was absolutely fantastic in terms of speed of service. From arriving at Mayflower terminal to actually boarding the ship, it was around about 30 minutes. It was incredible.
When we embarked, we arrived straight into the Princess Plaza, which is a beautiful part of Island Princess, and it was really impressive.
As per usual, they had the Princess welcome aboard banners. Looked really great.
You always feel welcome on a Princess ship.
One addition that we've never seen on a Princess cruise before was the fact that there was a number of staff members' stalls and posters all set up around the plaza and the rest of the ship, trying to encourage you to upgrade to either Plus or Princess Premier. Now, this is the first time we've seen this on a Princess cruise.
It did feel very MSC to us, where as soon as you get on board there's people trying to sell you something, which is a bit of a shame because we'd never experienced that before, and they really do want you to upgrade to Plus or Premier if you haven't got a package at all.
When we booked this cruise, we also booked it with the Princess Plus package, and we did ask just to see how much it would be to upgrade on board. They quoted us an additional $600, which essentially is the price difference between Plus and Premier per day.
Yeah, $20 each per day.
Which we found was a little bit too expensive. We did phone up before embarking just to request how much it would be, and we were quoted around about £360 for the two of us.
Yeah.
So it was significantly cheaper to do it before boarding. So top tip, if you are interested in getting Plus or Premier, do it before you embark. You can upgrade your package as long as you're 3 days away from the start of your cruise.
One of the first things that we recommend you do, and what we did straight away, was book our speciality dining. So we checked what days the formal nights are going to be, because we wanted to be in the main dining room for formal nights, and then booked Sabatini's and the Bayou Steakhouse for different nights. So you can do this either using the Medallion app, you can do it on your TV, or visiting those restaurants in person yourself.
We used the Medallion app as soon as we boarded to book Sabatini's and the Bayou restaurant. Now, we did try to do it before boarding using the Medallion app, but it wouldn't let us. So as soon as we got on board, we connected to the Medallion net and booked those specialities. With the introduction of Princess Premier, you get 2 free specialty restaurants during the course of your cruise. This has meant that those specialty restaurants do book up really, really quickly. So as we said, strongly recommend that you book those specialities if you want to the day you get on board.
Another bookable experience is the Sanctuary. So we headed up to the Sanctuary to have a look what it was like on board this ship, as we've experienced the Sanctuary on other Princess ships before. The Sanctuary on this ship is located right at the aft of the ship, and it is one of the only places you can get an aft view on board Island Princess. The Sanctuary is a lovely area, but for us we decided that it's not worth it on this cruise because we are cruising to Iceland and Greenland.
On embarkation day, the Sanctuary allows free tours. However, during the cruise it is sort of closed off to any passengers that haven't made a reservation to use it.
2 other areas to consider on your embarkation day are the Kids Club. Now there's 2 areas of Kids Club on board Island Princess. There is the younger area where all kids are grouped together, and then there's the Teenagers Club. Now there are very few children on board. When we asked in the Kids Club, there are only 27 children on board the whole ship, so there are very few children. There are some teenagers on board as well, but the Kids Club, you can see, is not too popular on this ship, which is why there is only 1 kids venue.
Compared to other Princess ships such as Sky and Enchanted, the children's kids clubs are particularly small. However, they are well equipped and well designed. Island Princess tends to do long cruises, and therefore you wouldn't necessarily find that many children on board.
The other bookable area on board is the spa. Now we took a spa tour, which you can do on embarkation day, to be able to see the facilities that are on offer. In the spa there is plenty of treatment rooms where there's a variety of treatments available. There is a foot specialist on board. You are able to have your teeth whitened, and you can also have all those lines and wrinkles filled and plumped and magicked away by the onboard doctor.
There are also a number of heated relaxation beds. There's also a full male groomers and barbers on board. So it is a very well equipped area.
Yep. There's the hairdressers on board. There's also manicures and pedicures offered. What there isn't in the spa is a swimming pool. There's no hydrotherapy area at all on board this ship. After all our exploring of all the bookable areas on board, we were quite hungry, so we headed outside. Now the weather was glorious in Southampton on embarkation day, so we sat outside and ordered ourselves our first bit of Princess food.
We ordered some food from the grill up on deck 15, and we've been looking forward to these for such a long time. We ordered some cheesy fries with bacon and also a Princess hot dog. The hot dog was absolutely beautiful, and we washed it down with a Coke, and I had a bottle of Corona, which was absolutely beautiful.
After we'd had some lunch, there was an announcement to say our rooms were ready. So rooms were ready about 1 p.m, so we headed to have a look at our cabin.
On the way to our cabin, when it was ready, we stopped off at our muster station, which for our cabin is in the Princess Theatre, and all you need to do is tap your medallion to confirm your attendance. And then while we were in our cabin, we just watched the safety film on the TV and then confirmed that we both watched it. And that is the muster drill for Princess. We've booked a standard balcony cabin for this cruise because we're going to Iceland and Greenland and we don't want to miss any of those views. We've put together a full cabin tour just to show you what it's like, but overall we're really impressed. It's a little bit dated, but it is absolutely spotlessly clean and fully functional.
After we'd got to know our cabin, we headed up to the buffet to continue exploring the ship. Now the buffet is located right at the front of the ship, unusually because on most ships it's at the aft, and it is huge really, isn't it, for the size of the ship?
It's a really good sized buffet, plenty of choice and selection we found, and one interesting thing that we did see, that the tea and coffee machines are actually pumps that you would find in a bar.
Yes, they are really unusual, those pumps.
We thought we'd make the most of the absolutely spectacular weather in Southampton, so we headed back to the pool deck, grabbed ourselves a couple of loungers and ordered a couple of drinks.
I ordered myself a Paradise Punch and it was absolutely beautiful in that sunny weather.
And I had a Mai Tai, which was delicious. The pool bar has got an amazing selection of cocktails and the service was top notch.
It was.
Because the weather was beautiful, the pool area was very, very busy with newly embarking passengers making the most of the pool area.
Now, it wasn't long before it was time for that iconic Princess Sail Away party, and we do love a Princess Sail Away party.
So we made our way up to deck 15 so we could have a really good view of the staging area.
We were then introduced to our cruise director, which is Andy. Now, we've met Andy before on Sky Princess, so it was great to see him again, and he introduced us to the Princess cast. On Princess, Sail Away consists of the cast doing a number of performances and dances, which gets everybody on deck involved.
We really do love a Princess Sail Away. We love the little theme tune and the little dance, and it was a really good experience. Lots of people were out on deck just really looking forward to their cruise.
Now, Iceland Princess does not have the Love Boat horn, but they did play it through the speakers, so we didn't feel like we missed out too much.
2, 1.
Andy also introduced us to the rest of the entertainment team, and we're both really looking forward to this cruise. Sail Away took place at 5 o'clock. Shortly after it started, we began to depart from Southampton.
There was also music provided by the onboard band, who are called Ecstasy, and they were fantastic as well.
Now, because we did have a balcony, we thought we'd come down to our room and watch us sail away from Southampton from the balcony. It was absolutely spectacular, and the weather, we could not have asked for anything better.
When we came back to our cabin, we were greeted by our cabin steward, and he asked us if he could do anything to help us, and we did request a kettle. Iceland Princess does not have kettles in the room as standard, but as we're sailing from the UK, we asked our cabin steward if he could provide us with a kettle, and it was no problem at all. However, the kettle did arrive, but no cups came, no teaspoons, no teas or coffees. Our cabin steward did advise us that you can just collect those from the buffet area. Once we got ourselves ready in the cabin, we headed down to our allocated dining room. We pre-booked our dining before we came on board at 7 p.m. every night in the Bordeaux restaurant using the Medallion app.
So we headed down at 7 o'clock, and we were really surprised. Normally on embarkation day, the main dining room is so busy. You have to queue for ages, but tonight it was really quiet. It was well organised. We queued for about a couple of minutes, and then we were shown straight to our table.
Really easy. We couldn't have asked for better. It's probably the best embarkation day dinner we've ever had.
We did ask for a window table, and they managed to get us one, not right at the window, but a couple of tables back, and we did have some really good views. When we sat down at the table, we were also given a lovely selection of Princess fresh bread rolls.
Oh yes. Now, we knew what wine we wanted to order because we have a favourite Princess wine, which is the Pinot Noir. Now, we ordered 2 glasses of that, and we were a little bit disappointed when the glasses arrived because the glasses aren't as good as we remember, are they? They are not the best glasses. They're very small, quite thick. The water glass is bigger than the wine glass. It's all a bit strange, really.
This is a little bit of a niggle. We do like a nice fine wine glass, and these ones are really quite chunky.
Very small thing, but it's one thing we've talked about in all our videos about wine glasses. So keep the theme going, mention it. For starter today, then, I had something that I'd never had before, which was a baked potato soup with cheese. Very unusual, but very tasty. So if you've ever had a baked potato soup before, because I never heard of this, please let me know.
And for my starter, I didn't actually fancy anything from the set starter menu, so I chose one of the pasta dishes. Now, normally in the main dining room, there'll always be a selection of 2 pasta dishes to choose from, and I love Princess's fettuccine alfredo, so I had to have it as a starter, and it was absolutely delicious, just as good as I remembered.
For the main then, I went for the short rib, and it was very tasty. It fell apart, the meat did. It was beautiful.
And for my main, I chose to have the pork medallions with huckleberry jam. Now, it was absolutely delicious, a good selection of vegetables. My only criticism was the pork was just a little bit too tough, and you really did have to push the knife through to cut it.
You did struggle, didn't you?
It was very tasty though, and I did enjoy it.
And for dessert, dessert, I went for the Love Boat Dream. Now, I've had the Love Boat Dream on other princess ships, but when my Love Boat Dream arrived, it looked slightly different. So I don't think it's as good as it used to be, because it used to be a solid heart, and now it's not.
And for my dessert, I went for the blueberry cobbler, and it was absolutely delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
The only thing that you did say is you'd like a little bit more crumble topping.
Yeah, it was a little bit sparse, but it was beautiful.
After dinner, we knew exactly where we wanted to go. We headed straight to our favourite bar on Princess, Good Spirits at Sea.
Good Spirits on Island Princess is a small little venue located on deck 5, just off the Princess Plaza.
We sat down at the back of Good Spirits and waited for a waiter to come to us. We were quite surprised because we had to ask for the Good Spirits menu, which we hadn't done before because it was just a generic bar menu that was at the table. Now, being on Princess before, we knew that there was a Good Spirits menu, but I think a lot of our fellow passengers didn't seem to know that because they weren't ordering the Good Spirits drinks. I ordered myself a butterfly.
And I ordered a drink that is one of my firm Princess favourites from Good Spirits, and that is the Ultimate Gin and Tonic.
When my butterfly arrived, it was very, very dark in colour compared to what it had been before. And the disappointing thing was my waiter poured the lemon juice in himself. Not the best start, and it didn't taste quite the same as when I remember it.
Very strong, and even with the lemon in, it didn't really change colour. My Ultimate Gin and Tonic was not the same as I remember. It was very, very strange tasting for a gin and tonic, believe it or not, and I didn't really enjoy it. I'm a little bit disappointed, but fingers crossed, we'll try again.
So all in all, our first experience in Good Spirits is not as good as we remember, so we'll see what happens going forward in the cruise. Whilst we were drinking our cocktails in Good Spirits, we spotted outside that there was an absolutely spectacular sunset happening, so we quickly hurried out with many of our fellow passengers onto deck to see the sunset.
So we headed on to the promenade deck on deck 7, and it was absolutely spectacular. There were loads of people there, all enjoying this sunset. It was beautiful.
It's one of the best sunsets we've seen, and can you believe it, we were sailing out of Southampton. It looked beautifully stunning, didn't it? It was so warm and the colours were fantastic. Just one of those perfect sunsets that you only get at sea.
And in a blink of an eye, it was gone. The sun had set.
It seemed to just disappear really quickly. As we headed back inside from watching the sunset, we thought we'd try the Explorers Lounge on deck 6.
Now, the Explorers Lounge is a nice large venue where the majority of quiz shows take place, and tonight it was Strikeout.
Now, Strikeout is a game that gets majority of the passengers in the Explorers Lounge involved. There is a song that is played on screen, and then you have to choose the year, and you have to move to either the right or the left of the dance floor, depending on what your answer is. Each song whittles down the number of passengers till you get one winner.
Now, we have seen Strikeout done before on Enchanted Princess, and we were a little bit surprised because the Explorers Lounge was very, very quiet.
But a lot of passengers have already been on the ship for a long time because they've done back to back, so we shall see what happens.
Today is embarkation. A lot of people have also flown in and travelled far, so we can understand that some people are a little bit tired and perhaps not wanting to engage with the quizzes.
After we'd watched the interactive game show in Explorers Lounge, we then headed to the theatre for tonight's entertainment.
In the Princess Theatre tonight was Jay MCGee, a comedian.
Comedians on cruises can be quite hit and miss, and particularly a comedian on the first night of a cruise when people are tired is a really difficult job. Jay did a mixture of songs and comedy, and to be fair to him, he did really well considering it was the first night of the cruise.
We thoroughly enjoyed his performance. The theatre was full. He did a good mixture of songs as well as comedy and jokes, and it was a good show.
He even threatened the audience to get involved with a water gun, otherwise he would soak them if they weren't laughing.
And it worked.
It really worked.
Overall, really good show in the theatre, and he has got another show coming up in a couple of nights' time, so we'll go and see that as well.
After watching Jay MCGee in the Princess Theatre, we quickly hurried back to the Explorers Lounge, which is the late night venue on board Island Princess.
This evening it was karaoke, and again it was very quiet in there.
There were a few singers, which was quite good, but for the late night venue it was very quiet in there.
On this this cruise, we've got the Princess Plus package, as we've said, and we do like to try a few of the cocktails. Now tonight I had a Hurricane, which is a rum-based drink, and it was very, very nice.
And I had my favourite drink of all, which is a Cosmo, and I really enjoyed it again.
What we have seen from the menus is the vast majority of drinks are still included in the Princess Plus package, which essentially means you can have any drink that's $15 or less. If you've got the Premier package, you can have any drink that's priced at $20 or less.
There seems a good selection on both packages, so you need to review it to see what works best for you. But for us, we feel the Plus is perfectly fine.
A new addition to the Princess Medallion class app is you can actually monitor how many drinks you've had from your package. All it is, on the app, you can click on your packages. It'll basically show you how many drinks you've had, how many premium desserts, how many exercise classes and so forth you've used from your Princess Plus or Princess Premier package.
Now, in the Explorers Lounge, after karaoke, it was the Princess Entertainment team spin those hits. By this time it was very quiet, so we didn't really hang about much. Instead, we went to look at the onboard casino.
Island Princess has got a nice casino with a fair few tables and plenty of slot machines. It's also got a bar, and to be fair, fantastic service. We got our drinks there very, very quickly. If you've seen our previous vlogs, you'll know that one of our recommendations are, if you want to drink quick and easy, just go to the casino bar, and Island Princess is no different.
We are only very, very small gamblers, so we normally spend about $10 each per evening, so nothing big at all. But this time we weren't winners, were we? So never mind, we'll try again another night.
Yeah, we still got 15 nights to go. You never know, we might be big winners. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So after the casino, we headed back up to our cabin where we ordered that famous Princess room service.
We ordered it through the Medallion app. Because we got a package, room service is included, so we intend to make full use of it. Once again, we had some cheesy chips and also a princess burger, which is absolutely delicious.
And that was it for our evening. Day one, done.
It's been an absolutely fantastic embarkation day. It's been one of the easiest and quickest that we've ever had. We're really excited for the rest of this cruise. Tomorrow we're in our first port of call of Falmouth.
Yeah, really looking forward to that because neither of us have ever been to Falmouth before.
So it's a small little fishing town, but it looks absolutely amazing. So we can't wait to share that with you. Thanks for watching our embarkation day on Island Princess. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the box below and we'll get back to you.
And please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification button to never miss a video from us.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more content available on our YouTube channel, so press that subscribe button. If you're interested in receiving daily updates, we're available on most social media platforms. Just search for Tom and Dom Travel.